Good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Videos, and we're going to jump right into some Rimworld today. We have Strahd here. We've done a little bit of bookkeeping in the middle of the night here while they're asleep, while Mephrodis and Tugnazi are sleeping. We've got some extra blueprints laid out for some tanning racks, some food baskets, some meat hooks, and a door for the butchering room, so that the butchering room doesn't affect the cleanliness of the kitchen. Mephrodis has a go frenzy. Oh, that's useful. Considering you're not as fast as Strahd, that's very useful. Tugnazi is already awake. Awesome, getting to work. I figured since we've got this iron ore coming into iron ingots now, thanks to Tugnazi's tireless work, moving things around, we can get some, like, iron equipment up, basically. Oh, we got basic agriculture. All right, Strahd. Way to go. Any chance we get timber? Heavy shields are interesting. Fruit trees, drama and comedy. Food condiments. Yes, food condiments. Very useful in the medieval world. I mean, actually, a little bit of extra flavor to dishes actually is a big mood boost to medieval colonists, I imagine. Although we're actually not doing too bad on mood at the moment. Let's go ahead and move on with food condiments. Actually, let's re-roll that, just because we can. Writing gear's not bad. Pottery's not bad either. Let's go with writing gear. That could be useful. And it's one of the cheaper ones on that list, so we can get that going relatively quickly. We have Mephrodis scheduled to mine out a new section. This is going to be for... Actually, I wanted this... 9? Yeah, I wanted it to be 10, 11. Wanted it to be 11 long. That's going to be our altar room, our ritual room in the long run. Figure I might as well get on that. Oh, we do need the... Excellent. We can tan all these different things. So one of the end goals, like I said, if we don't end up wiping out all the people, or if we end up wiping out the people too easily, might be to collect a bunch of rare things. And one of the things was a rug made of every single large predator. I think that makes a lot of sense for Strahd. We have the food racks up and going. Awesome. Let's make the... yeah, absolutely just allow... What's actually the raw resources this allows? I imagine it's like... Oh, okay, that's fair. Let's go with food on one, food on the other, and then manufactured. What are we talking about here? Drugs? Medicine? Ah, I see. Yeah, let's not allow that one. But we will allow raw resources on both those as well. Just because those feel like things we could be using in the kitchen, you know? So maybe these two. But, you know, the rest of those seem reasonable. Obviously, we need to clear up Trat cat basilisks. Probably don't want to bring those into the kitchen. That seems like a bad idea. Get those set to critical. That way any slain animals get taken to the kitchen immediately. Oh, we got the butcher's block moved, so I was going to make a... Under production center storage. A iron meal tray. Right there, so that people can come in, get meals, and leave without having to fuck around in the fridge and make it dirtier. Because we do not have small refrigerators or anything like that, so. A pair of African wild dogs, critically endangered, have wandered into the area. Endangered animals, you say? That sounds like the perfect thing to hunt. Red panda, hedgehog. Have they already moved on? Where is the messages tab on this incredibly ridiculous thing? Pair of African wild dog. They must have already moved on. By the time I noticed it, they were already gone. Darn it. As a endangered animals, this seems exactly the kind of thing a jealous rich person would want in his room. Now, mind you, we haven't finished out everything yet when it comes to that, but we are working on getting Strahd a very nice bedroom. That's going to be one of our end goals, at least. Getting the rest of the colony actually up and running would be a good step forward, though, I think. Ozzy, you're set to haul pretty much permanently. You know what we can do? We can increase our movement speed through this area pretty drastically if we were to bring up some... We don't have the technology to make wooden bridges. Or those under structure? They're under structure. Okay. Oh, that takes timber, though. We don't have the technology to make wooden bridges because we can't afford the wood. Alright, then. I see how it is, game. Technology, what are you doing? Relaxing? That doesn't seem like something you're allowed to do. Struck salt ore. Excellent. The Temple of the Dark One will have salt in it. Just what we need. Rare thrombos. How many thrombos? Ooh. I don't know if Strahd could take a thrombo in a one-on-one fight. I really don't know. I don't think I want to know. Look at all these iron ingots we're piling up out here. Good lord. We need to get somewhere to actually store these things. I think we need to make a... Dude, let's go with some shelving in that room, shall we? We do have deep storage because that's a requirement of one of the other mods. Don't know if I'll use it too much. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do some normal iron shelves right here. And then we'll use that to store iron ingots. We'll use the iron to store the iron. Perfect. Like if you make your wallet out of dollar bills. Hey, you know what? Basically just storing a bunch of crap on it. Honestly, that's totally fine with me. Let's expand this out into a proper, like, storeroom, I think, as well. And I think we would need a wall. We can actually do limestone wall. Here, here. And we'll put a door here and here. Does mean we need to... Nope, I want this, thank you. Shrink that zone down by 2. And then we're not going to do anything with doors right now because we don't have enough timber to go around, fortunately. So that dark torch does get to stay there for now. We need to bridge over this water as well, or do something with it. Occurs to me this is actually going to limit their movement speed, this area. So we're going to need to pull this whole thing back, I think. We can go with storage, and we can use the iron skip. I want to see what we can actually toss in there as far as this modded selection that we have going right now is, or what we can toss in there with the mods we have currently installed. Because I don't know if, like, coal will fit in there, because, like, I don't know if the mod accepts that. I don't know. We'll find out as a raw resource. It probably does, assuming everything works correctly, like iron ingots and coal chunks should be considered raw resources and should be able to be tossed into the skip. We'll see. It's been a while since I used deep storage, but we'll see how it goes. I've got the medicine cabinet, which you don't need. Vampirism's crafting level went down. We need to get Vampirism on an actual crafting job at some point. Betrayal offer. Star subject of House Amboy says learned that Technazi is being hosted at Castle Ravenloft. She's enemies with Technazi, wants to see him dead. And does 2 legendary medicine. We could just do this at any time. I mean, it is legendary medicine, whereas right now we're getting a lot of free labor out of Technazi. I think... Here's the thing. I think before Technazi leaves, Technazi might have an accident. But right now, we're getting a lot of free labor out of Technazi, so it's very useful. Version. Strahd trying to convert Corvinus to... And success. So I successfully converted Corvinus away from Temple of Sator towards Bram Stokerism. Because we lost Sam last episode, that'll mean that Corvinus actually was easier to convert, which awesome. That means we can start recruiting Corvinus instead. Because more people in our religion, the better. Honestly. This song is called Everything's Going to Be Okay. Do not listen to it. It's not true. Everything is not going to be okay. Not in this world. Not in Strahd's world, baby. This is Strahd's world. We're all just living in it. Anyway. I think... Yeah. Version's done. We're almost done with another research project. Oh, Strahd, you're so close. Okay, that's fair. We're heading off to go do that. Oh yeah, look at all that coal. Oof, we got coal for days. Let's go ahead and get this ore out of my way. Oh my god, that's so much ore. Okay, writing gear. What do we got? Temperature control. Temperature control is good. That's heat stones and large passive cooler. Below freezing point without needing electricity or hot stones, a primitive heater. Those are both useful. Meat drying is also useful. Or do we go for the reroll and try and get that timber? I think we go for the reroll and we try and get timber. Crude limbs, legionary armor, mosaics. Yes, clearly what we need is mosaics right now. You know what? If this is a construction project, not a crafting project. I was gonna say if it's a crafting project, Mephrodis could do that. Let's go with the crafting bench, just because we need to get something for Mephrodis to do that actually uses his crafting skills. I think he's lost like 2 skill in crafting since we started. I know Strahd's lost some skill in medicine, but that's okay. We can deal with medicine later. We do have the mod research and development, I think. It allows us to take a look at different types of materials. For example, right now Strahd is performing material analysis on iron ingots. And then he'll do some material analysis on timber, and we'll unlock essentially the prototype of a crafting bench. And we're going to basically, it's a more flavorful way of researching things, and I freaking love it. Ever since I found out about that mod, I've been all over it. Logs that are stacked in an efficient manner to save more space. Well, that's neat looking, but I don't think that saves space. I'm just saying, that's 20 wood. I don't think that's saving any space. I think that's purely decorative, in my opinion. Magical attunement level just gained. Strahd. Let's gain a new level of magical attunement. Reach a level. How did you do that? Oh, he's allowed to just meditate on his own. Okay, fair enough. Strahd, you gained a level in spells. A spell level. We did have him going down Bard, just because he started with Bard, and Word of Joy is quite useful. Word of... Where's the word that lets people trust him? Like, recruitment purposes. Is it... Is that not something that the Bard can do in this? Darn, I thought for sure that would be something the Bard could do in this. He could inspire people, that's pretty good. Word of Serenity. Yeah, I don't think he can... Cannot do that. Okay. Well, that is a shame. I bet that's under something else, like a commander, maybe? Word of Trust? Yeah, Word of Trust is right there. Okay. What else actually fits Strahd well? I mean, having him go down Paladin would be hilarious. Why does Paladin get invisibility? Sure. That would be useful for healing purposes for his minions, essentially, keeping his minions alive. Commander would make sense because Strahd is the commander of this area. As well as Necromancer. I think Necromancer is probably one that I want him going down eventually at some point, because that's quite useful. Probably going to try and get Mephrodis, if I can, to go down Artificer, if possible. If I can ever get Mephrodis some psionic or some magical levels here, we'll get him going down Artificer, because that seems really useful for our crafter. For now, let's actually just upgrade his... We need to get him somewhere that's actually useful in combat. I don't think Bard has any, like, really useful combat abilities. Urge of fatigue of nearby target leaves them completely refreshed in exchange for the casters left completely exhausted and needing a good nap. Oh, this is the other way around. So that would exhaust Strahd. No, I don't think we need that. Getting the resonating Psychic Soothe actually seems really useful to him. We'll do Word of Love, but we're just getting that so we can get up the tree. We have 2 roles unfilled. Chosen Guide, the Dark One, and the Dark One's Guard. Yeah, we don't have anyone to fill those roles, unfortunately, because Dark One's Guard is a military role, and Chosen Guide, the Dark One, is a social role, and Strahd's the only one who has social, and Strahd is currently our Dark One, so we can't exactly have Strahd It is dark enough for Strahd to go out and harvest this stuff, yeah. All right, Strahd, unrestrict, prioritize harvesting the potatoes, because you can. While you have the time. Strahd, I realize, is not the best farmer, but unfortunately he is our only choice for farming at the moment. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone available that is decent at farming. And Strahd, you are no longer allowed outside Strahd's safe zone. But all that stuff is out there ready to be hauled in, which we can do so. We need to get all this mud covered up, because that is just slowing us down. It's just slowing us down, is what it is. Quest active. Expedition to the desolate installation. Okay, what is this? We've been radio transmissions smoke signals from a seemingly abandoned genetics research lab not far. I don't know why these are appearing. These should not be appearing, but they are. They're locked off in the scenario. They shouldn't be appearing, but they are appearing for some reason. So we're just going to pretend we didn't see that. Fine. Pugnazi, you are hauling food into the baskets. Fantastic. Look at all that salt. I feel like we should make a separate one just for salt. And this is for meals, and it is critical. Just so that we have a little bit more organization there. Thank you, Pugnazi. Pugnazi is very useful right now. Having someone dedicated hauling is very useful. I know Mephrodis is a little overwhelmed with the amount of mining we have him doing currently, but honestly, there's no other way to get around it at the moment. We just have to do more mining. Also, I've decided with this, I'm going to deconstruct these, and I'm going to build a copy up. And this will be our storeroom. Here. That way, that's not limiting people's movement areas. Iron skip. What can we toss in this sucker? Let's see. We can toss in stone blocks. That's useful. Hides. That's useful. Look at all those hides. Raw ore. So gold, iron, and silver ore. Very useful. Raw wood. Timber. Okay. And yeah, iron ingots are in that list. Okay. Emerald, gold, bone, bronze. Bearcat pelts, apparently. I love that all that's just kind of under miscellaneous raw resources. Doesn't really have a place for it. I feel like metallics should be one, just saying. Chunks, stone chunks would be useful. Put one of those up by the put one of these up here by the crafting area. Oh, they also managed to get the millstone up and running. Good. We need to look at that when we have the chance. Right now, let's toss coal and iron ingots, or iron ore in there. Coal and ore. That sounds about good. Because we have lots of that laying around. With the millstones up and running, let's see what we can do with this. Grind wheat into flour. Ooh, this specifically requires wheat. I don't think buckwheat gives us wheat. I think it gives us its own separate thing. Yeah. Pseudo cereal cultivated for its grain-like seeds. White flour is produced in terminal clusters, and after pollination, turn into triangular-shaped seeds that are enclosed by dark, tough brown or green. Cool. How do we use them? They are fresh. Not spoils in 56 days. That's fine. We're going for things that last a long time without spoiling. Although lettuce apparently not so much. The potatoes and the buckwheat and salt obviously last forever. There is a raccoon. Excellent. I don't know. Okay. That's really not useful. Can we just eat buckwheat raw? I don't think we can. We use it as a recipe in meals? Grapes. We have multiple things of grapes. Buckwheat. Okay, I guess we can use buckwheat in meals just as is. Okay, that's fine. Strahd at some point will probably make some meals because it's unpaused. I don't know where Strahd's loyalties lie as far as cooking goes. Cooking is 1 for Strahd, as is like wardening. At some point, getting a proper like washroom up and running would be good. I think maybe like right here or right here. Good for that. Although we do have Mephrodis doing so many things right now. Mephrodis is honest numero uno right now. He's doing so much work for us. Nazi is hauling to the best of his abilities, but our base is so spread out and things are very heavy. Ore and rocks and things like that, they're very heavy. Oh yeah, this is clearly a good place for our stacking all of our coal. There's just not enough hours in the day for these very slow people, like Tugnazi and Mephrodis, unfortunately. They don't sprint at maximum speed like Strahd does, although moving some of this stuff out of the way would probably go a long way. Probably getting a couple of these up specifically to hold stone chunks might not be a bad idea. Do we have a lot of extra iron sitting around? How much iron do we have sitting around? 735. Yeah, we got a bit. We have a little bit of iron. Let's go ahead and toss down probably 2, 3. Yeah, let's go with 3 of these skips, and we'll remove the zone from underneath in front of them. Oh, not expand, shrink. And that way we'll get those hauled off at some point. Once Mephrodis works on those skips, we will get those 3 set for specifically for stone chunks. That way all that stuff gets moved into that area and we don't have to deal with it. Knowing that we need to grind sugarcane and wheat down, we do need to actually start producing some wheat and sugarcane, I think. All of that might end up having to wait for when we have a... colonist that can go out in the sun and can do planting. That is, i.e. not Strahd. Now we're going to do settings, and then paste setting. We'll get those ones, that way we'll get those ones over to the chunks as quickly as possible. He's going to haul those over there. They're in a stockpile, and these are considered more critical. What is this one? Normal, and these are important. We'll go with leaving this one on. So that way he deals with these ones first, not these ones out here, and the ones that are more detrimental to our society, so to speak, you know? Oh yeah, we got tons of skips up, tons of chunks up in this right here. There's a little 5 in persuasion. Mefford is a little 13 in mining. Excellent, excellent. Strahd persuading people. Or Venus, how's your resistance holding up at this point? 9.7. Now, we could enslave Corvinus. That would be quite easily done, as her will is only 0.2. I mean, we do have our barracks ready to go. So, it's not impossible to do that. How does Strahd feel about this? Does he need slaves right now? Does he want there to be slaves right now? Jealous of Mephrodis' bedroom. I need to have the best one. You know what? That's a good point. Mephrodis does have a actual bed. Strahd does not. We get a death rest coffin for Strahd made out of... I would love to make it out of silver. That would actually be hilarious, but unfortunately we don't have that. We don't have enough 80. If we make it out of iron, it won't be very beautiful. I think that's specifically what we're looking for here. 5 beauty versus if we were to make it out of limestone, it would be 5 beauty. Iron it is, because we have plenty of that. We only have 48 timber. Let's go with an iron door for Strahd's bedroom. I think that makes sense for Strahd to have an iron bedroom. It's under storage. Structure, not storage. That was literally just a word flub. Let's put the door right there, just because that's very much like, yeah, this is Strahd's area. If possible, if we ever acquire any resources like gold or anything like that, we'll just throw some gold down. It'll be nice and fine. I do like the idea of Strahd being, like, having his bedroom full of iron and stuff. Well, our temple is all now askew because of all the coal and salt that was in here. We'll have to get that figured out. I believe it was a 9 by 13 was what we're going for. Oh, apparently a 7 by 11? That sounds about right. Let's go ahead and get the walls built up. We'll use limestone, and we'll leave one open on each side, so that things can be hauled out of there first. Yep, we don't need to worry about the dilapidated research post because we don't care about that. It's something that shouldn't exist in this world. For some reason, it does. My infinite apologies for that. Should not be showing up like that. It's one of the issues I've been having with this mod pack is certain things are reappearing. We had some technical issues the other day where I may have had to roll back save as a raid showed up in the middle of it with machine guns. So I don't know why that happened, and I had to scrap an episode because of that, as they just mowed down Strahd from a distance. That wasn't really doable. They showed up in the daytime, attacked immediately, and shot Strahd to death with machine guns. So that should be fixed. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't know exactly what was going on with that, but hopefully that's fixed. I don't know how that even happened, but reinstalling certain mods seemed to have made it work, but that process took the whole day. So that's why, unfortunately, episode 4 had to be pushed back to this week. So also, in case you're wondering, Tugnazi will not be appearing in our thumbnail unless he is recruited at some point in this episode, which is unlikely, considering we have a quest to kill him when he's done. Is that our sword? Like, where did you get that? Didn't you show up with a club? Drop that. That's not yours. Stop it. Strahd's tending to his lettuce garden. If we can get Strahd up to the point where he can plant cotton and heel root, that's all I need, baby. This cotton takes what level of planting? Doesn't say. Simple meals rot away in storage. Yeah, I know it will. I know it will. That's okay. There's only so much we can do about the meals rotting away. We'll just have to procure more additional food. Obviously, that large passive cooler would have been helpful, but that probably takes a lot of wood to run, I presume. Based on... What do we have to do about hygiene? Would it take water instead? I don't know. Something we'll have to find out. I'm sure we'll get there at some point. I'm sure we'll get passive coolers before we get... actually, you know what? We can get passive coolers now. The small ones, I think. Nope, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. They're right here. Must be replenished with wood. Not efficient enough to refrigerate food. To even refrigerate food. Okay, well, there's no point in doing it then. There we go. We have all these meals. Unfortunately, that does decrease the lifespan of the meals, the potatoes, using them for the meal. Let's go ahead and get this zone brought properly into this room. And I think we need more skips because that is working really well. That purpose. And we do still have a decent chunk of iron, so we're going to go on that. And on terms of iron ore, how much are we rocking still? None. It's time to mine some iron ore. Got it. That's citrine down there. We got plenty of coal. Apparently these skips can only hold about 649 coal, or Tugnazi's just busy doing other stuff. We're going to copy these ones into here as well, and that one as well. Tugnazi, what did you just level up? I missed that message, what you were leveling up, Tugnazi. Well, I'm sure it wasn't important. Tugnazi, while useful, not a critical member of our colony. He could be replaced. All he's doing is hauling for us right now. A manhunter pack of corgis. And from the looks of it, it's 1. Oh, it's 2. I don't know, Strahd. Do you think you can handle 2 whole corgis? I mean, they're getting closer. Strahd shall meet the battle at the front. Just tiny little corgis. You know what? Strahd, just summon a wolf and get it over with. Wolf. I'm pretty sure the Timberwolf is supposed to be hostile to everything that is hostile to the colony. Alright, whatever. Strahd just killed them. They're just corgis. Oh my god, it actually hit him. It gave him a bruise in the right leg. Phenomenal. Yes, go ahead and tend to your bruise, Strahd. Fine. Let's destroy these corpses. They're gonna start stinking real quick. Destroy the corpse. Destroy the corpse. Oh, that's the Timberwolf doing that noise. Raging. Doesn't seem to be very enraged. Oh boy, rats. I love rats. I hate them. I don't like rats. Major break risk. Tugnazi. Because you're dealing with corpses. Caffeine withdrawal. Really? Interesting. No fires nearby. You're not allowed to fight fire here. Just because you love fire doesn't mean you get to play with it. In a colony that does not. Area revealed. Alright. Is this going to be good or bad? Place your bets now. 3, 2, 1, jump. Well, that could have been a problem if it wasn't for the fact that they're all dead and desiccated. They take it out, Strahd. Might as well take it out before it becomes a problem in the future. Alright. Neat. Go take that to the storage, please. Thank you. He'll unload it at some point from his inventory. I thought he would. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Rules unfilled. Yeah, I know there's still... Tognazi's apparel is tattered. That's fine. We don't care about Tognazi's apparel. Tognazi's apparel, again, is not our problem. And Strahd lacks ranged weapon. That's okay. Strahd is a melee hunter. Strahd does not need a ranged weapon to hunt people. You know what? You're taking too long to recruit. We're just going to enslave you. Like, what do you really have that would be more useful as a recruit than an enslaved person? Intellectual? Strahd's got that covered. I need someone to do cleaning and hauling, and dumb labor, like smoothing floors. We need someone to do smoothing floors that isn't Mephrodis, because Mephrodis' time is much better spent doing other things besides smoothing floors. Add Boomerang. Well... Oh, this is going to be a problem, because it's going to explode and put fire. And Tognazi will refuse to firefight, because he's a fire worshiper. So as soon as it explodes... Okay. Sure. I understand if you don't like fire, Strahd, but try and put it out. There we go, okay. Because mud isn't very flammable, it went out pretty quickly. So that was probably the better of the scenarios we could have had there. Mephrodis, you have a small burn on your torso. Strahd, once he lays down, tend to him. Tend to Mephrodis without medicine. It's just one burn, you don't need medicine. Just fine. Yeah, 45% with no medicine, we're good. We don't need to burn our very minimal amount of medicine on a small burn. Yeah, Prisoner Corvinus' will has been broken by Strahd already. Yeah, so the next time he goes at her, she'll be enslaved. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then, Tognazi's going to have an accident, is all I have to say about that. So your linked quest, you are... No, not that. The actual quest. You want to depart in 3.7 days. Well, that's really inconvenient for you, Tognazi. That I'm afraid someone else... I mean, Legendary Medicine is really good. I believe that's the medieval equivalent of Glitterworld. So having that on standby would be quite... Let's shrink that zone down. Because once I enslave someone, I'm going to have somewhere to put them. So. There's a... Gibbet cages and skull spikes. Those would be useful. Tognazi will be our first skull spike, I think. Iron skull spike. Makes a lot of sense to me. Make a big spike out of iron and put Tognazi's head on it. I do wonder... Led by Ceterite? What? Oh, because you're a member of a different faction, that's why. Because you're not a member of our faction yet. That's right. I love that Tognazi sit there complaining to Strahd about a hole in his outfit. It's like, you're gonna have a bigger problem than that come tomorrow. You know, we can actually have Strahd drink Tognazi as well to make him even weaker. Before, his date with, a longsword. Copy things to those. Get these hauled out of the freaking... Alternatively, Corvinus would be useful as a melee fighter. That way, Strahd has someone he can send to fight things without him having to deal with it. I think we'll just recruit her. I think we will recruit her. I know I'm going back and forth on that. I'm being a bit wishy-washy there, but I don't really care that much. Strahd, this is yours. And let's get Strahd. We don't have anything that links to the coffin as of yet. But that's okay. Let's get Strahd like something nice to put in his room. Oh wait, let's get him some mosaic tile. Man, no, that's kitchen tile. Bronze tile. I do like the bronze tile is apparently not the metal tile that we can just change. Cannot make iron tiles. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a shame. We have a very limited amount of steel, so we're not using that up right now. We're definitely not expending steel on a floor. We can also use these skips for stone blocks as well. So let's build a copy of it and put one over here for stone. Go into. Specifically limestone, because that's all we freaking have here. Storage. Stone. Box. Disable. And disable. That way all the limestone gets shifted into that. So it'll be good to go on that regard. We still have too much like coal and salt in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. You know what, Ignazi? I think you get to survive for definitely indefinitely. Now, mind you, if he gets to the end of his thing and he says, "Actually, I'd like to join you," that's a different matter entirely. Because then it's our colonist, and he is useful. As we've proven, having someone do all the hauling is quite useful. But that's, like I said, if he decides to join us, which he might not. And if he doesn't choose to join us, well, that's his problem, and he doesn't realize it yet. This music is far too peaceful for the dark entities that live in this colony. You're currently researching, so I don't want to interrupt your research. Oh, especially because we're almost done with research. Yes, Strahd, bring us closer to timber. Come on, timber. Brewing's not bad, because that's a lot of stuff, including a lot of various alcohols, including blood wine. Is this specifically for... What is this? This is from House Sanguine. A secret blend of grapes and blood, this rich, full-bodied red wine is sure to please even the most discerning palates. Sip it slowly and savor the taste of the forbidden. I like that. That's good. That is good. I'm gonna re-roll, because we need timber. Beacons are like the last thing I need right now. Recurve bow is easy. Let's get that out of the way. And having a bow, having a good bow we can make for our soldiers would be very good. In fact, actually, Corvinus would be our first archer, I think. Yeah. Because you're the only one actually who's any good at archery besides Strahd. And Strahd doesn't like archery. Strahd is a... is Strahd a brawler? No. He's just bloodlust psychopath. Okay, so I guess Strahd could use a bow. But I feel like that's misusing his incredible strength, you know? I mean, he's only 11.61 in melee. He's a very skilled professional in melee. He has the melee gene, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's got the melee damage gene. So. Strahd, once again, just being the most overpowered person in our entire colony. I know we've got implant genes. I think that's... doesn't say what the cooldown on that is. I believe the cooldown on that is like a year. So far, Strahd's not met anyone that he deems worthy to join us. A plank cutter named Lusa has arrived and wants to join the colony. Last time we had someone join the colony via the Wandering thing, they were a frickin' traitor. So we'll see. Tell you what, Lusa, you will join us as a plank cutter. And you will be... Oh, you are Bram Stokerism. That's good. Your talent is trader. Ooh, are you social? Social impact plus 10%, persuasion plus 4. You have no talent in persuasion, or no passion in persuasion, but you are good at it. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we've just met, assuming they don't turn traitor, our chosen guide of the Dark One. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, with Lusa joining us, we are going to call it there for episode 4. And hopefully, as we go into episode 5, we're going to actually start filling out Bram Stokerism, the tree, essentially, of all of our people. Lusa, we look forward to working with you in the future. Why don't you turn towards us so we can see what you're looking at? Oh, throwing knives. Also, you're the only one who really wants to... Lusa, you're absolutely going to be a valuable member of this community. I just noticed you have Herblore 7. We finally have someone who can make plants outside during the sunlight. Good. We are slowly becoming a real colony here, besides just a vampire hiding in a cave. Ladies and gentlemen, with Lusa joining us, and a bright future, or should I say a very dark future for the rest of the world ahead of us, that is episode 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a pleasant morning, afternoon, evening, and good night.